race. We're sitting down on God. And then so not only he said run and not loiter, but he also says concentrate when you're running the race. And you know what happens when you concentrate? Pretty much that'll take an exam. You got to look at and meditate and think about what you're doing and what you're taking. He said concentrate on the race, meaning that your focus has to be on Christ. So he says not only run, not loiter, concentrate, but he also says be diligent in running the race. It's not a once a month thing. It's not every now and then thing, but it's not a pew member thing, but it's an everyday thing. Running this Christian race, it's about every day. Amen. You got to run the race. And so he said, not only do I see the standards of the race, because he says, let us, he said, run and not loiter, concentrate, be diligent. But secondly, he says, there are spectators of the race. Look what he says in the text. Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses. And so he says, there are some spectators to the race, and one will watch by a crowd. What did he say? What crowd are you being watched by? Come here, Abraham. Come here, Isaac. Come here, Jacob. Come here, Moses. Come here, Noah. Come here, David. Come here, Solomon. They're watching us run this race. We are watched by a crowd because they've already run the race. They've already kept the faith. They've already run the race. They've already. There are some other folk that's watching us run the race. Big mama, come here. Our big daddy, come here. They've already gone on to be with the Lord. They've already ran the race. So not only are we watched by a crowd, secondly, we're watched by Christ. He said, wherefore seeing we also are compassed about with so a great cloud of witnesses. He said, not only watched by a crowd, but guess what? Jesus is watching us run the race. He knows what we do, when we do, what we do, why we do, what we don't do, what. He knows all about our do's, our own nose and up nose. He knows. So we're watched by a crowd, but we're watched by Christ as we run the race. Not only I see the standards of the race, not only I see the spectators of the race, but thirdly I see the safety of the race. That's what he says in the text, because he said, wherefore seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, he said, let us lay aside every weight and the sin. He said, weight and the sin, which does so easily beset us. So he said, not only we see the safety of the race, he says, one, lay aside the weight. Pretty much that of a runner or a sprinter, because and I got some runners over here, raise your hand, runners, sprinters, they're runners, there's some runners in the crowd, and they're sprinters, and when they are preparing to run the race, what do? They put some weights on their ankles to work out. So that when it's time for race time, and he said, on your mark, get set. Before he says go, the weights come off so you can run and feel lighter as you run. He said he said the weight is lawful but not helpful. There are some things that may not be detrimental, but you got to lay it aside. Meaning that your life has to be put in order. It has to be organized. It has to be put in perspective. And God has to be priority when you're running the race. He said not only lay aside the weight is lawful but not helpful, but he says also the sin. It's not lawful, because he looked right here in the text. He said, and the sin which does so easily beset us. And now I know it gets quiet in here. The amen. We act as if there's no sin that's causing us to stumble or fail or to hold up the race. We act as if that there is nothing that hinders us. I know you've been saved all your life. Maybe I'm the only one that's the Lord's still working on me with some things. Am I the only one God's still dealing with me on some things, but he said,